Chapter 26. A crushing liberty, a crushing unity. In the name of freedom of conscience, liberal Catholics are crushing true liberty of conscience by insisting we conform to modern society, and they will crush all natural differences amongst men in order to unite them artificially under one secular rule. Truly, these liberal Catholics are crucifying the Church by ignoring her, or by relying on their own reason alone. Such are the affinities of every error with every other error, and such is the common tendency of particular errors toward general error, that we see Catholic liberalism so outwardly proud, inwardly groveling toward Caesarism at the same rate as the Revolution. And it is in the name of liberty of conscience that they advance toward that universal crushing of human conscience. It is imperative, say the liberal Catholics, to reconcile the principles of Christianity with those of modern society. Modern society demands it, and we must comply, accepting all its conditions, rejecting all that displeases it, and protesting against any return to those ideas with which it will have nothing more to do. But what about those who consider modern society to be in the wrong? Those who judge that this fantastical and perhaps phantom entity arrogates to itself unjust prerogatives? Those who think in that old-fashioned way, whatever their rank or their number, are meant to be silent, to bear the yoke, and to disappear from a world that they irritate by their presence. Liberal society and emancipated mankind will not put up with being contradicted by them. We must all hasten toward that false unity by which they dream of preventing the true unity the divine pastor would achieve, toward that hellish unity that will put the flock under the rod of Caesar alone. Obviously, following the example of other revolutionary teachers, the teachers of Catholic liberalism have been prevailed upon to think that one manner of living can and should be instituted in all European states. They seem to be unconcerned by the differences of race, character, religious practice, and politics that they would have to shatter and destroy in order to obtain such a uniformity. Such differences mean nothing to them. Modern society demands a sacrifice. Liberty of conscience will achieve it. Is it not imperative that we please modern society? Is it not imperative that we safeguard the liberty of perdition? As I read over these lines, the newspapers bring us words of Pius IX. They are full of sadness, and at the same time full of light and strength, and they apply to the topic of this work. I pause to listen with the respect and love that we all owe to the Father of Christians. The Holy Father has just been saying that he deplores and condemns aggression, rising immorality, and the hatred of religion and the Church. He adds this solemn warning to the faithful from different countries gathered together in Rome, March 17th, 1866. But even as I deplore and condemn, I do not forget the words of him whose representative I am on this earth, and who, in the garden of his agony, and on the cross of his sufferings, raised his dying eyes toward heaven and said, Pater, dimite illis, nesciunt enim quid faciunt. I, too, before the enemies who attack the Holy See and Catholic doctrine itself repeat, Pater, dimite illis, Nesciut enim quid faciunt, meaning, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. There are two classes of men who oppose the Church. The first comprises Catholics, who respect and love her, but who criticize what issues from her. As a learned Catholic has observed, they would like to reform all the canons from the Council of Nicaea right up to the Council of Trent, starting with the decree of Pope Gelasius on Holy Scripture, and ending with the dogma of the Immaculate Conception. They find that everything is to be reworked, and everything corrected. They are Catholics, and they claim to be our friends, but they forget the respect that is due to the authority of the Church, and if they do not take heed and promptly retrace their steps, I fear that they may slide down that slope into the abyss where the second class of our adversaries has already fallen. This class is the more open and the more dangerous. It comprises philosophers, all those who wish to attain to truth and justice by the sole use of their reason. But they suffer from what the Apostle to the Gentiles, St. Paul, described 18 centuries ago. Semper dicentes et nunquam ad cogitationem veritatis pervenientes. Always learning, and never arriving at knowledge of the truth. They search, and through the truth seems to flee before them. They are always announcing to us a new era in which the human mind, unassisted, will disperse the darkness. Pray for these men who have gone astray, you who have not fallen into the same errors. You are truly the disciples of Him who said, Ego sum via veritatis et vita. I am the way, the truth, and the life. You also know that not everyone is called upon to interpret His divine word, and that it is not up to philosophers to explain His doctrine. That is reserved to His ministers, whom He entrusted with the mission of teaching when He told them, Qui vos audit me audit. Who hears you, hears me. When you will speak to men, it is my voice that they will hear.